It started as just another day in college, fluorescent lights humming overhead, the low buzz of pre-test jitters filling the room. The professor entered, his usual hurried demeanor in full force, a stack of tests in his hands. He began handing them out, oblivious to the ticking time bomb he was delivering. The moment I flipped through the pages, I froze. At the back of the test, stapled without a second thought, was the answer sheet. My pulse quickened, and I glanced around the room. One by one, my classmates realized the same thing. Eyes darted, brows furrowed. The unspoken question hung in the air. What do we do? Then, as if orchestrated by fate itself, the professor's phone buzzed. He looked at the screen, muttered something about needing to take the call, and left the room. The door clicked shut, and for a second the room was silent, save for the muffled sound of his voice disappearing down the hallway. And then it began. Are we doing this? We'd be stupid not to. The consensus was immediate. We would all use the answer sheet, but tear it off before turning in our tests. Clean, simple, foolproof. Or so we thought. I started working through the answers, my heart pounding. Each one matched perfectly. Relief surged as I filled in the blanks, question after question, until I reached the last one. Draw a flowchart for the process described. I flipped to the back of the stapled answer sheet, hoping for salvation. Instead, I found 3 mocking words. Answers will vary. My stomach dropped. I glanced around the room, but my classmates were laser-focused, scribbling furiously. I sighed, grabbed my pencil, and sketched out a flowchart that at least looked like I had put in some effort. When I was done, I tore off the answer sheet with surgical precision, making sure no trace remained. As I walked to the podium to turn in my test, curiosity gnawed at me. I had to know, what had everyone else done for the flowchart? I hesitated, then flipped through the stack of turned-in tests. Answers will vary. Answers will vary. Answers will vary. Each test had those 3 words written in the exact same spot, as if we'd all been struck by the same collective madness. I felt equal parts disbelief and secondhand embarrassment. How could no one see the irony? I turned in my test, my carefully drawn flowchart now feeling like an overachiever's folly, and returned to my seat. The room felt different, charged, like we'd all just pulled off a heist together only to realize we'd left the getaway car keys behind. As for the professor, I don't remember what he did when he found out. Maybe he never did. But for a brief moment, we were united in our shared blunder. A ragtag group of opportunists caught in the perfect storm of chaos, chance, and collective irony.